Welcome to Baxter Yoga. I'm here at the Oakland Yoga Studio today. Please come check out the studio the next time you're in Oakland, California. Remember, you can now buy my book, Yoga for Healthy Aging, co-authored with Nina Zolotov, from my website. And you can also find the button or the link to buy Yoga for Healthy Aging t-shirts. Remember, if you buy the t-shirts, order up a couple sizes. They tend to run a little bit small. Today, I'm excited to share with you an upside down version of the high lunge pose, or the lunge position, that is very commonly practiced in yoga these days. It's often part of the sun salutation and can be a standalone pose as well. In fact, in our book, Yoga for Healthy Aging, we have 4 different variations of the regular kind of facing down version of a high lunge. This is a nice version if for some reason you've got a sprained ankle or any other situation that doesn't allow you to do the full pose in the regular position. This is a great way to do it from a reclining position. We're going to get into that pose from the shape known as Happy Baby Pose. And so if you need a strap for your feet, please take a look at my Happy Baby Pose video that gives you some different options. It's a really nice way of using a strap if your hips are particularly tight. So all you're going to need is your sticky mat. I like to open up a blanket for some padding for the back of my hips and spine and head. So if you want to put that down, you can, but that's optional. And then I'm just going to invite you to go ahead and come down to lie on your back in constructive rest position. So starting with your knees bent and your feet on the floor, we're going to first come into the Happy Baby Pose shape. So to do that, tip your knees in towards your chest, grab on for a moment to your knees, let your knees widen apart a little bit, feel like you're inviting the knees towards your outer armpits, and then take the shin bones and start to point them more vertically, and then see if you can reach up and grab onto the edge of your feet or your ankles or just above your knees. You can hold on anywhere that allows you to get those shins to be fairly vertically aligned. They don't have to be exactly so, and you're going to have to guesstimate that from the angle that you're at. So I'm going to hold on to the edge of my feet today, and then if my hips roll way up in the air, I want to gently relax that lower back down to the floor. So now to come into this high lunge or this lunge position, we're going to go ahead and we're going to release one leg up into the air. So I'm going to let go of my left foot and take my left leg straight up towards the sky. I'm going to take my left arm and reach it back towards the wall behind me, and then maintaining this right leg right where it is, I'm going to slowly lower that left leg forward and down. If you're tight, that heel might try to follow that other foot, so I want to really try to keep that strongly in position. Ideally, your left heel comes down to the floor. If you have to bend your knee to do that a little bit, do so. If you can straighten the leg all the way, go for it. All right, so I'm able to get my heel down. You might find that it feels better for sometimes to just hover that left leg a little bit off the floor. So any one of those options, heel down, knee slightly bent, or leg hovering is great, and really maintaining this vertical line of the right shin. On your next exhale, after you're there for a couple breaths, we've been here for a couple breaths now, we're going to exhale that left leg up and in, come back into Happy Baby Pose for a moment. You might even rock a little bit side to side if that feels nice for your lower back. So I'm going to hold on to my left foot. I'm going to release my right leg straight up over my hip for a moment. Take the arm up and overhead, and then very mindfully begin to lower that right leg forward and down. I'm watching out for the left heel, trying to follow that foot, keeping it as vertical as I can. If I need to bend my knee a little bit, that's fine. If I can straighten the leg, that works nicely. And if I want to hover an inch off the ground, that's an interesting place to work as well. Once you're in this lunge shape, this upside down lunge shape, I would invite you to stay again for anywhere like we typically do in these held poses between 6 and 12 breaths. We're not going to stay super long today for demonstration purposes, but in your own practice, you can stay longer if you'd like. Now on your next exhale, go ahead and float that right leg up, come back into Happy Baby Pose for a moment. And then to exit, I'm going to suggest you bring the soles of the feet together, press the knees apart, come into floating cobbler's pose for a moment, another one of my favorite little lying down postures, and then bring your feet down, stretch your legs out, and then bend your knees, roll to one side, use an arm to bring yourself back up to sitting. So that's our practice today, upside down lunge pose, entered into from the Happy Baby Pose position. Try that out in your practice. Remember, you can follow me online at baxterbell.com. You can also find extra content on my blog, Yoga for Healthy Aging. And you can find longer practices on the practice channel at the website yogauonline.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.